Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. To those who don't know me, this is Caesar Madonna, and in today's video, we are focusing on grade 12 cost drawing solid geometry question. And if we can check our given, we are given a front view of a cylinder, and we are given an auxiliary view of the cylinder with a cutting plane AA. Then we are also given instructions that we must draw to scale 1:1 the following views of the solid. We will need to draw a given front view. We will need to draw a section top view and a sectional right view. And remember, this is first angle. So if this is our top view, this will be our front, and then this will be our right view on our left, and then our left view on our right. So we have our front view here. Top view is going to be at the bottom, and right view is going to be on the left of our front view. Okay, so we will need to start with inspecting our front view and also auxiliary view. Okay, and if you can check, our auxiliary view is standing at an angle. Standing at an angle of 30 degrees, meaning even the center line is going to be 30, and then the opposite center line is going to be 60. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, so if we can start, we will need to start with an auxiliary view. Remember, planning is very important when you are dealing with solid geometry. And then you also need to show all construction lines and show all hidden details. Okay, so now since we are given a center line at an angle of 60 degrees, we can simply do this. Then the opposite center line of 60 will be 30-degree angle. Okay, then we will need to do our circle with a diameter of 56, which is given here. And then setting our compass, we will need to set our compass to the radius of 56. The radius of 56 will be 28. 28, we set our compass to 28. Then we do our auxiliary view here. Okay, this is our auxiliary view. And always when we are dealing with a cylinder or anything that has a circle, we will need to divide our circle into 12 equal parts. Okay, you just stand exactly where your center line is and describe your arcs and the circumference of the circle. Okay, then this last one here, also here. So now we will need to label all those points, which I can say we can start here. Say this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. To those who don't know why I am labeling my circle, it is very important that you guys label, because in solid geometry, if you don't label your points, you are going to get lost. So it is very important for you guys to label all your points. Understand? Then we will need to do our front view from this auxiliary view here. Okay, we transfer all these points. Okay, so any distance away from our auxiliary view, what you can do, you can say any distance away from our auxiliary view. Okay, then they give us the thickness of our cylinder, which is 40. Here's going to be our 40. So now it is easy for me to know that since I have labeled my auxiliary view, it will be easy for me to transfer those numbers into my front view. Okay, so I know that on this side it will be 1 and it will be 1 at the bottom, because this is a cylinder, meaning there is another circle on the bottom of this one here, meaning this is 1 and 1. This is 12 and 2 on this line. You can say 2, 12, 2, 12. And on this line we have 3 and 11, 3, 11, 3, 11. And then here we have 10 and 4, 4, 10 and 4. On this one we have 9 and 5, 9 and 5. Here we have 8 and 6, 8 and 6. We also have 7 on this side, 7 here. Okay, then if you can check our cutting plane, it's cutting from this point here until the center line. So we simply just put our square here and label our cutting plane A. Now we are done with a given front view. What we will need to do now is we will need to do our top view. So we just need to add an XY line between our front view and X, and then you can simply construct your XY line any distance away from your front view, because they want a right view will be on this side. Then also any distance away perpendicular to your XY, any distance away okay. I think I will have to erase this XY line. It's too long, it's going to disturb me somehow. So this is my X. Okay, so whatever I have on my front view, I will have to work with it so that I get my top view. Understand? If you don't have a front view, you'll never get a top view. So at some point I just ask myself how some people get top views without a given front view, because that's highly impossible. That is highly impossible. Yeah, this is another XY line. So from our points at the bottom of the circle and also our points at the top and our points at the bottom, we will need to construct them downwards so that we get our top view. Okay, and since we are looking from the top, this cylinder, this circle at the top is going to be visible, and this one here is going to be hidden detail. Okay, so this is how we construct from our given front view. Let's start with the bottom circle. Okay, now we are done with the bottom circle. So we need to go to our XY line. We will need to start with point 1. Let's start with point 1. You stand on your XY line that you created between your auxiliary view. You go to point 1. There is your point 1 there. Okay, then you come on this line, point 1. You scribe an arc on the line that is 1. Okay, every time when you get your point, please make sure you label. And you can see point 1 is the same distance as point 7, meaning I can come to point 7 again and scribe my arc and say point 7. Okay, now I am going further away now. 12. Here's my point 12. Because I have labeled, I won't get lost. And you can see point 12 is the same distance as point 8. my line 8 is here. This is going to be my 8. This thing is very simple, guys. If you understand the basics, it's going to be very simple for you. And then I'm standing on line 311. I'm fetching my point 11, and point 11 is the same distance as point 9 away from our XY line. You can check. You see, so on line 11 and 3, I'm scribing my arc, and also on 9, I'm scribing my arc. This is line 11, line 9. Then I'm only left with point 10 to the top side on this middle line, standing on my XY, point 10. Now I'm coming on this. I'm done with 1 and 7. I'm going to point 2, and point 2 is the same distance as point 6. Line 2, and I'm also going on line 6 here. This is 6. This is 2. Do you see what I'm doing, guys? Every time I get a point, I label it so that I don't get lost, and I know how to connect all my points. Because if you don't label them, you are going to get lost. Trust me, I'm telling you. Line 3 is the same height with line 5. This is 3, 5 here, and then we have 4 here now. Okay, this is 4, this is 3, this is 5. Okay, remember this is going to be in hidden details. Okay, so now we will need to also construct the ones from the top. Line 12 and 2, line 3 and 11, line 10 and 4. Please, guys, do this step by step so that you don't get lost. You don't want to construct all your lines at the same time, because they are going to confuse you. Okay, they are really going to confuse you. Trust me. Using the same method, XY line, you fetch your point 1. Point 1 is the same distance with point 7. This is point 1 here. It's going to be 1, and also on line 7 it's going to be 7. Now let me say this is 1, this is 7. I'm still labeling my points. Then now I'm going to point 12. Point 12 is the same distance as point 8. This is line 12 and 2 here on this line XY, and then also on line 8 here. Okay, this is 8, this is 12, and then I'm going on line 11 and 3. I'm fetching point 11, and I can see 11 is the same distance as point 9. Line 311 on this one, 311, then also line 9 XY 9. This is 11, this is 9. 1, 12, 11, 9, 11, 9. Okay, so now also I will need to go to so about that. Now I will need to go to point 10, standing on my XY line, point 10, then 10 here. This is point 10. This is our point 10, this is our point 11. Okay, now I'm moving back to this ones, which is line point 2 on this line here, point 2, coming on line 2, which is here, 2, and point 2 is the same as point 6. 6. Okay, This is 6. This is 2. 6, 2. And then 3 and 5, same distance away from XY line. 3. And also this is 5. 5, 3. Okay. Then now I'm only left with 0.4 on this line. So what I will need to do now, I will need to connect the points at the top first, because if we are looking from the top, we are going to see this, it will be visible, and this one I told you it will be hidden. So let's start at point 1. Here's our point 1, 2, 3. So we will need to do this with freehand. So combine all the points. This is 10, 11, 12. Okay, then this one from here 7, it will be hidden details. Okay, it will be hidden details, this one. And then we will see okay, that's more like it, guys. Then you can connect the matching points together. 10 and 10, 4 and 4, can match 3 and 3, 5 and 5. Okay, 2 and 6, this line. Then 1 and 7, they should be on the same line. 2 and 12, 12 and 8, 11 and 9, the same line, like this. So what we need to do now, we need to check where our cutting plane is going through which line. We can see now our cutting plane starts here at point 10 and 4 and ends here on point 1, and it goes through these construction lines we did here. So we will need to determine that. Okay, so now we know our cutting plane is cutting here, exactly on our base, which is on point 4 here, and also on point 10 here. So confidently, so with a solid line, we can do this. Okay, then our cutting plane also cuts at this line 311, and it also cuts at line 212, and here again on 1. It's cutting on line 3 that goes to 3, line 11 that goes to 11. Remember, when we connected these points together, I said we must match a number with the same number as it is. Okay, so now you need to check line 3 that goes to 3. Where's our 3? Here's our 3 that goes to 3, meaning here on this line it's cutting here. Okay, this is where it's cutting. And then again on 11, where's our 11? 11 is here, and another 11 is here. It's cutting on 11 that is going to 11. 11 that is going to 11, it's cutting here. Okay, this is where it's cutting. Then we construct again vertical downwards, where it's cutting on line 2 that goes to 2, and 12 that goes to 12. Here's our 2 that goes to 2, and 12 that goes to 12, meaning 2 that goes to 2 is cutting here, and then 12 that goes to 12 is cutting here. Okay, and then it's cutting at 1. Okay, so now you can simply join where our cutting plane went through. Okay, div construction, guys, you must start div construction so that when you do your solid lines, we are confident that we didn't make any mistake. Okay, so from here we are going to see from 4 to here, which is from here to here. So confidently so, with a solid line from 4 to 4, and then from 3 until here, which is where it cut at here, we are still going to see this thing. Also 2 until here, again on 12 until here, and then 11 until here where it cut, and then also on this side. Then you can also combine this part here, that bottom. Okay, and confidently so we can now continue with where our cutting plane went through with a solid line. You can do this with your flexi curve, guys. You can do this with your flexi curve. In my case, I don't have a flexi curve. I'm just using my freehand because I was taught how to draw with freehand. Okay, then you use your 45-degree set square. You use your 45-degree set square to section your top view. This is your top view. And then now we are done with our top view. Remember, on our XY line we use 45-degree angle to align our drawing accurately. Then this is line 10, then perpendicular, so 10. Let's take all these points that are here, 7, 8 and 6, 9 and 5, 10 and 4, 3 and 11, 2 and 12, and so on. What we can do, guys, we can use the same method that we did when we did our top view. Okay, you can use the same method if you want. Then in this case I am going to use this method here. Two and 6, then this is 3 and 5, and then lastly our 4. I know where my line 4 is going to meet with my line 4 on this side, this is going to be my point. Okay, also when my line 10 is going to meet with line 10 somewhere here is going to be my point, like here. Now we are at the bottom, this is line 10 is meeting with line 10 here, and because we want to draw our right view, we will need to view our front view from this side, and then we draw our front view, our right view on our left. Okay, so this whole circle at the bottom is going to be visible enough for us because we are going to see also the bottom here. We're also going to see the top. This side we're not going to see. Okay, this is 10. Okay, let me construct all these lines vertically upwards so that I know and so that you guys can also understand, because this is time saving. One thing most of the students struggle with is drawing with the correct time. They struggle to draw with the correct time. Okay, so this is 10 and this is line 11 and 9, and my 9 is here, it's going to be here, and my 11 is here. Okay, you see, guys, and then this is line 12 and 8. This is my 12, it's going to meet with this one here, and this is my line 8 here. Okay, and then here I have my line 1 and 7. My 7 is at the bottom here, and then my line 1 is here. Okay, and then you can see, guys, this thing is going to go like this. You can see, guys, this thing is going to go like this. You can see, guys, this thing is going to go like this. You can see, guys, this thing is going to go like this. You can see, guys, this thing is going to go like this. You can see, guys, this thing is going to go like this. You can see, guys, this thing is going to go like this. You can see, guys, this thing is going to go like this. You can see, guys, this thing is going to go like this. You can see, guys, this thing is going to go like this. You can see, guys, this thing is going to go like this. You can see, guys, this thing is going to go like this. You can see, guys, this thing is going to go like this. You can see, guys, this thing is going to go like this. You can see, guys, this thing is going to go like this. You can see, guys, this thing is going to go like this. You can see, guys, this thing is going to go like this. You can see, guys, this thing is going to go like this. You can see, guys, this thing is going to go like this. You can see, guys, this thing is going to go like this. You can see, guys, this thing is going to go like this. You can see, guys, this thing is going to go like this. You can see, guys, this thing is going to go You see how easy this thing is. This is line 10, this is 7, this is 1, this is 4, meaning it's gonna be 2, 3, 5, 6, 8, 9, 11, and 12. Okay, then confidently so we can combine all these points, because we know that this side we are going to see it visibly, so you can connect this with freehand or your flexi curve, guys. Okay, then now we can also transfer for the circle at the top, the lines of the circle at the top, and then if the same method we used now, you can use it. You know, this is our 1, here's our 1, this is going to be our 1, then this is going to be our 2 here on this line, and our 3 on this line, this is 3, and then our 4 here. See, this XY line is disturbing me now, X. Then this is going to be my 0.5, 0.6 here, then 0.7 is going to be on this line, 7, then 8, 9, 10, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, and then we will now need to join all the matching numbers. Remember, we need to combine all the matching numbers, 4 and 4 here, then when we are done, can confidently so this is going to be in hidden detail, guys. This one at the bottom. Let's start with this one, because this is the outer part. Is going to be visible until 4, and it's also going to be visible until 10. Then from 10 to 9 is going to be hidden details, 9 to 8 hidden, and then 8 to 7 is also going to be hidden details, 7 to 6, like this. Okay, then we now need to go and check where our cutting plane is cutting. If we are looking from this side, it's cutting at point 10 and 4 again, meaning confidently so with a solid line on point 10 here, and point 4 and point 10. Also is cutting again on line 3 to 3, 11 to 11. This is line 3 to 3, 11 to 11, because we have two numbers here. Okay, where's our line 3? Our line 3 is here. 3 that goes to 3 is cutting here. This is 3 that goes to 3. Here's our 3. It's cutting here. And then on 11, this is 11 and 11. This is the line that goes to 11. It's cutting again here. Okay, then here it's cutting at 2 that goes to 2 and 12 that goes to 12. This is 2 that goes to 2. Here's our 2 and here's our 2. It's cutting here. It's cutting here, and also on 12 that goes to 12. It's cutting here, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, and also it's cutting at 1. Here's our 1 here. So confidently so you can join all your points. Can confidently so join all these points. Okay, and remember, this is going to be solid, guys. So need to finish this one here. I also need to finish this one. Using your freehand or your flexi curve. It's up to you. Then can confidently so use your solid lines here, because you still need these lines. confidently so. Then this is where you are going to use your 45-degree angle to hatch. Yes, and then now we are done with a section top view. We are also done with a sectional right view. Okay, we will need to do our true shape of the cut surface. So perpendicular to your cutting plane, can construct the lines where your cutting plane is cutting. Okay, also here and then also here. Okay, then parallel to your cutting plane, you create an XY line. Let me create mine here. This is my Y, this is my X. Okay, then what you need to do, you will need to take your compass and then on this line where cutting plane is starting here, you stand on XY line and go on this point far away. I like to start with the points that are far away from XY line. This is point 10, and then on this same line you stand on XY. This is going to be your point there. Okay, then you come on this point here, which is on this line. You stand on XY. Here's our XY. Stand there. You adjust your compass a little bit. Then you go on that line, stand on XY, scribe an arc. Okay, and then you come on this point here, made cut here. Come here, and then also on that line, stand on XY. It's going to be your point, and then you go on point 1. Go on point 1, XY line 1. You see, then come again on this one, which is line 2 that goes to 2. Still adjust your compass, standing on XY, line 2, then on this line, this is going to be your arc here. Then line 3 that goes to 3, which is this one, you stand on XY, 3 that goes to 3, this distance. Then on line 3 here, this is your point, and then you need this last one of point 4 here. Okay, then you stand here, that's your point 4. I'll just need to extend this line here, yeah, so that I know these are all my points. Okay, so confidently, so I can combine all these points and section them. Okay, this is going to be a straight line, is fine, and then these points I can combine them freehandly. So then I can now use my solid line. Yes, so now to finish off, I will need to section this to show that this is a cut surface. This is a cut surface of a true shape. Can be any distance. These lines can be any distance away from each other, guys. And then yeah, that's the end of today's video, guys. If you found this video very helpful for you, please don't forget to hit that like button and please don't forget to subscribe. Thank you for your time.